Day 14, comping. Today we're going to talk about playing backup in a band, in a group setting, or say for instance you're just blowing harp as a background while somebody else is singing at karaoke. It does happen. It happens a lot more than you think. You start playing harmonica, somebody at karaoke is going to say, "Hey, can you back me up with this song?" Say yes. Just say yes. Always say yes. As long as you got the harp for it, say yes. But you don't want to overpower them. You don't want to steal the center stage from them. All right? When you're up on stage, you're not always the center of attention. It's a huge, huge mistake that so many harmonica players make, is that they are given the opportunity to get up on stage with a bunch of people, you know, or they're in a band or something like that. You know, you're in a band, you're the lead vocalist. Your two things are singing and playing harmonica. You are not the center of attention when the guitar player is doing his solo. That's just self-centered. You don't do it, all right? You know what you do is you comp. You play background, all right? It's their turn to be the center of the stage. In the same way that when the drummer is doing their drum solo, everybody shuts up and just lets the drummer play the drums, all right? And that's what you're doing when you're comping. You are shutting up and letting somebody else lead the show. You're not the center of attention, all right? So when you're doing it, really think about doing rhythm. Think about doing chugging. Think about doing, you know, like simple chord stuff, you know. That's the reason why we already talked about the tonguing techniques, all right? You know, going through and doing that tongue blocking, doing that tapping, that ta 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 ta, when you're, you know, when you're playing, because that's really helpful when you're doing this. You're not the center of attention. You're not the main person, all right? And if you get this right, if you learn how to breathe lightly and just play backup, just comp in the background, you'll add something to it that nobody else is going to be able to provide, and everybody is going to want you there next to them. I'm going to go ahead and hit this up, all right? Here's an example. That's all you're doing. You're just doing little background hits, little thises and that's. You are just putting a little bit of feel into what you're doing musically. You're not taking center stage. You're not stealing somebody else's fire. You are just giving to everybody else with a little bit of what you're capable of. And if you can do that perfectly, or even if you can just do that passively, all right, you will be so appreciated. I remember once I was at an open mic night, and there was a local famous musician that was playing on that open mic night. Just got invited up and so on, and it was a blues jam, all right, but he really was center stage. Okay, and he said, you know, and he said, "Hey, come on up." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I started playing. I was just playing background. I was just comping, all right. And he said specifically, "Man, you're probably the only harmonica player that I'm gonna want to get up here and play with on a regular basis, because you don't try to steal the show. You just sit back and relax. When you get your turn, you blow it. You blow, you know. I don't blow it as in screw up. I blow. I put my heart into it. I put my feeling into it. You know what? I'm not always that person. I'm not always the center of attention. I gotta pull back and let somebody else have the spotlight. That's one of those really important things that you need to learn. Just as a person. Just as a person, you know. Yeah, you could be the center of attention all the time. You could be the one that tells the stories and says, hey, look at me. But man, it's so much better in life, you know, when you do have that, when you are that center of attention and you give it up to somebody who deserves to have it for a little while, you know, and you support them, you give your energy to them. That's just, you know, being a good person. Anyway, enough philosophy of life for now. Hit that subscribe button. Like what you're seeing. Donate some money at thejukejoint.countzeroblues.com. Sign up for my email list. I'm having problems with the email list. It's just countzeroblues.com. But I'm trying to get it worked out so I can get emails out to everybody. I'm working out places to put links to music that you can download. I think I may actually put up some of my music to, you know, some of my pre-recorded stuff so that you guys can just go to it on YouTube. So, but we're gonna get it all figured out. Hello to Australians. Hello to the British. Hello to people from India, Indonesia. I got people watching from all over the world at this point. Thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in and taking this thing that's really important to me and making it important to you. And feel free to comment, ask questions, talk about anything that you want to talk about in the comments. I'd be happy to answer. And you folks have a beautiful, beautiful day.